This brand new anime is painful. Painfully cute? I'm not funny. The anime is a sign of affection. It is a shoujo. It is brand new. Only one season is out on Crunchyroll at the moment, and it is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I'll be honest. It's not my favorite, not my least favorite, but let's go into why that is. This anime follows a young girl at the age of 19 named Yuki who's just starting college and has very severe hearing loss and doesn't have any form to communicate with most people aside from sign language, text, and lip reading. And she one day encounters a character named Itsumi on a train, and he's 22, you know, tall, handsome, got really nice lips that we get a lot of close-ups on in the anime. And they kind of bump into each other. He helps her with this like communication issue with somebody, and that sparks the little flame that begins this shoujo. And I guess it's kind of not really an anime that's about a whole lot other than these two. There are side characters, but for the most part, it's kind of their show, okay? So we just kind of are going in to the life of Itsumi and Yuki and just seeing how they mesh, how they hit it off, how they communicate. And Itsumi just finds something very fascinating about Yuki from the get. He seems very kind of like uninterested in a lot of people or things. Like there's this really hot girl, Emma, that's constantly hitting on him, but he's like, nah, I'm too busy. I'm traveling. I speak 3 languages and I'm hot and I've got a random tattoo on my finger that I never explain. Okay, cool, whatever. And Yuki also becomes fascinated with him, obviously, because, you know, he's super hot and he seems to be relatively nice, even though you think he would be a Chad and kind of a douche knocker, a flabbergaster. And so we start to learn these little details about these two people as it goes on, and eventually they start to kind of, you know, slightly go out. But it's a little strange because they don't exactly start going out. It's kind of just like Itsumi decides, like, you know, we're gonna date, sort of. Like, I'm gonna hold your hand and I'm gonna give you my coat and I'm gonna do these really weird things that, like, most people wouldn't do, the people they don't know super well. Like, there's legit scenes where he, like, grabs her skull and, like, like lifts her to look up at him. And I'm like, huh, well, I might just like drop kick somebody if they did that to me, but I guess okay, we'll let it slide. So at first, I guess the cool part is like with Itsumi, you really think there's the possibility throughout the entire anime that he might just be a crappy person. And I'm not going to spoil that for you, but he does end up kind of showing all his redeemable qualities throughout the anime. This is just the beginning. And at its core, aside from it just being, you know, a shoujo and a romance of these two young people, I think the coolest part is the inclusivity of a character like Yuki and kind of the hardships that someone that is hearing impaired and has severe hearing loss has to deal with, especially when it comes to things like trying to find a job or getting into college or, you know, passing classes, and especially dating. Because when somebody can't communicate with you, like, how do you build emotional connection? And I think that's kind of where this really starts to snowball and become like a very interesting anime and get those like heartstrings, get you attached, get you hooked like a drug. And it's got a lot of interesting side characters. One I would mostly like to focus on is a character that name Ashioki, I think that's his name, or Oshi, I guess you could call him. And he's one of Yuki's childhood friends, and he just loves to act like he knows exactly what she wants. And it's just painfully apparent that this guy has this brutal crush on Yuki. And I get it, you know, we've all been there. We've all been young, had crushes, and maybe they didn't go our way, and it hurts. It's severe, it's painful, it's raw. But he just somehow, he is the prime example of red flags. He's the prime example of the clingy that you should not be when you're trying to attract someone. Because he will literally tell people like, no, she doesn't like that. No, don't do this. He starts literally communicating for her. And I don't know if you feel this way, but I don't like when people do that. I am a grown adult. I can communicate things for myself. And he basically just acts very entitled, to Yuki's attention, even though he never confesses to her how he feels. And even though I do not like him as a person, I do think his character is a fantastic element to this anime because he kind of just makes you question a lot of, how to share things, how to like get the emotions off your mental. And he and Itsumi kind of clash, and they're kind of like, he kind of acts as the bad guy a little bit in this anime, even though he's not bad. It's just they like the same chick, and they're just gonna clash a little bit. Boys will be boys, whatever. This anime doesn't really like ascend much further than that. That's essentially like what the plot is, and I guess like it shows Itsumi, like he lets Yuki into his life a bit, but we really don't learn a ton about him aside from like why he travels so much, why his family's overseas, yada yada yada, just basic things. I think again, the heart of this anime is with Yuki. Yuki is adorable. Yuki is very funny and cutesy, and you are just trying. You love being able to like. You see these kind of scenarios that I guess we don't really think about a whole lot if you don't have to go through them, because they are very, very specific and catered to characters like Yuki. And it does seem really hard and really impactful, and you have to be tough as nails. And I think that's what's really cool about Yuki, is they are very cutesy, but they are, they're built like a brick house on the inside. They're just tough and just enduring all these struggles. I will say, maybe the only part, I know it's a shoujo and it's cutesy and you want it to be fun and kawaii, but there's maybe just like a dash too much of like, those cutesy little cutaways where they don't have noses suddenly and they're just like, oh, whoa, and there's just glitter everywhere. I could maybe do with maybe just a lot less of those, because it's a lot throughout the 12 episodes of this first season. Other than that, I don't have a ton of qualms. I think it's just like a perfectly average, decent watch. And I think if you like shoujo, you will absolutely probably love this anime because the writing's really good. The characters are very fleshed out for the most part and interesting, and you want to know more of what's around the corner with them. So yeah, give A Sign of Affection a check out. Check out the manga too. Both are great. And if you like anime videos, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, you little weebs, I'll see you later. Bye.